listen, like with 28.
That's a 7 for me.
Okay. So Nate, you are really focused on this rat. It's just you've never tasted rat before, but it's just mesmerizing by just how well these goblins have cooked it. Uh, Jess, you and Marco, during the arguing, you can hear some very, very big branches beginning to break coming from the east, um, like directly east from you, and they seem to be just some large steps. Some you hear some metal along with those steps. It just seems to be very big. You can see some trees that are beginning to move and shake. Some birds are starting to flicker off. Um, and as you turn around, you can see in the open, although it is really dark at the moment, but y'all are standing at the fire, you see a rather big guy standing off to the side. It looks to be a very big, well armored orc heading y'all's way.
Fuck.
What would
So
you
I'm
like?
gonna put
What
it in
the
leading.
fuck? Again.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna like lean over and whisper. So I do appreciate that you saved my ass though before we die. I just don't handle pressure very well.
Well played, well played, Jess.
Okay,
I could just see that. You're like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah." Okay, I just want to agree.
can I get the fur that he used to carry the stuff? I'll throw it over the fire and to try to turn it off,
Okay, sure.
and then I
Did we
go
regain
hiding.
any health from? Did I regain any health from eating?
From the eating, I'm gonna give you back 2 HP because you didn't get to eat the whole thing. So you get 2 back. He did see enough to know that there were at least 2 figures standing by the fire before the fire went kaput. Um, he is making some grunts. He's not talking. You don't see him like talking to anybody, but you do see him making some grunts, and he is starting to walk over in y'all's area.
Wait,
So
is that an orc?
yeah, it's a big orc.
Cool. I also speak orc.
Okay.
So do I?
So yeah, he didn't seem to be saying anything in Orcish yet, but he's just more or less quieter, please. Look, this is how I'm treated, Marco, in my own house. Now I'm going to be louder. All right, so you can go ahead and do your hide, Marco.
Thank you.
I would also like to roll a hide.
Sure. I mean, yeah, everybody can.
Still haven't remembered my values. 26.
Okay.
14.
Say 28.
28. All right, Jess.
It was a 14.
14. Okay. Marco, where you want to go? Down south.
I was thinking about left actually,
Okay.
the other side of the yeah.
Over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Nate, you got behind the tree. Good. And Jess, you got a 14.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's good enough. I mean, like I said, he did notice some people there, but y'all managed to get behind the trees after the fire went out, and it is starting to get pretty dark. So that'll. So he's investigating in the area. Let's do a like 6. Now, when he's walking over this area, uh, for Marco and Jess, this guy looks like he might as well be like a gigantic tower. He's just like the drawing, well built, muscular. Got some armor on. He's coming to kill. You can see it in his eyes. You can see him investigating some of the loot that's around the campfire. He's picking at the goblins. He kind of messes around with the rotten fruit. You see him pick up some apples. You can see that he's looking for some food, and he quickly goes over to the goblins and just rips off an arm and starts holding it over the fire, looking around all the while he does it.
Sorry, isn't the fire off?
Oh, damn. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, so he's ripping the arm off, but he starts just gnawing on it raw.
It's even more disgusting.
Should have kept the fire on, Marco.
Sure.
Alright, what do you want to do?
I'm silent here, hiding.
Let's hide until he calms down a little with the whole looking around thing.
Alright. Nate, same thing?
Yeah.
Alright. So he gnaws down on that with his big tusk, tearing into poor Nunya's skin. Just see blood going everywhere, messing up his armor. Not the most fashionable looking thing. You do see that he goes over to the messed up barrel that Nunya mentioned before and starts picking through that, and he starts to pull out bracelets of dead corpses and all the white ones. And you see him pull up a pouch as he sticks his weapon on the ground, pulls out a pouch, and he starts looking at bracelets, but he's holding some blue ones. And he looks at them and compares them and throws the white ones down. Well, he takes some of those and puts them all back in his pouch. And he's starting to walk more in this direction here. I can do that. Okay. And what did you have on your hide, Jess?
14.
Okay. He actually rolled in that 14. He, as he walks by, sees some little something over there behind the tree. You see him look in that direction, but it's kind of more out of the corner of his eye, and then he kind of turns his full head to look over there to the west just to get a more of a look. And he's kind of like a confused look on his face, but he is holding on to his weapon pretty firmly now.
I'm just gonna not breathe.
Okay. Alright. He's just looking. He takes a few steps over in the direction. Doesn't go past the tree line. I'm sure you guys are pressed way up on the tree. One more. And okay. Y'all want to do anything before he peeks around?
I'm just tightening my grip on my weapons.
Okay.
I shoot an arrow to the, to the tree. On the top. Hey, it worked once, so why not?
Okay.
Did
Alright.
you not hear no, never mind.
Alright, so go ahead and roll your attack, and right after that, go ahead and do initiative rolls for everybody else.
22.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yep, that's a hit. Look at Marco doing all the damage.
10.
10 points of damage. Sneak
Wait,
attack.
did you shoot the orc or did you shoot to the south to distract it?
I think you
That's fine. It's, in any case, we will have to attack him because it's not going to go away.
So, okay, just to clarify, you are shooting the orc, right?
That's okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Alright. So he gets stuck in the side of his massive peck. He lets out a big roar that kind of echoes throughout the whole surrounding area. You hear birds fly off. He goes into a serious rage and just starts hacking at the trees that are in front of him just because he knows it came in that general direction. With that, what's everybody's initiative?
11.
Okay,
16.
Jess.
21.
Alright, Nate 21. Marco 16. Let's see what old. Alright, so Orc at 12. Alright, Nate, your turn.
From behind cover, I'm going to throw my dagger at him
Okay.
with a 11 to hit.
Okay, with the armor that he does have on it, like it just barely misses him. So just kind of as he's hacking away at the trees, you were aiming, and during one of his swings, he just happens to move out of the way, and it goes flying past. Marco.
I attack him again. Is it still a surprise attack or?
No. I would say since he's looking in your general area, because he's smart enough to know that it came from that area, and he's hacking in that direction. You probably couldn't get us. Once you peek around and attack again, he would see you, because it's very close.
I shoot an arrow to the trees south now because he didn't see where the arrow is coming from. So just in the line between me and him, but past me.
All right. Wait,
So
down
like
this way?
Yeah.
Okay. So shoot down there. Okay.
So that he thinks that I shot him from there.
All right. Well, let him do a listen check, because I kind of envision him going, I'm just hacking away at trees. And with a 15, so he hears a down there. All right. So after that, so Marco. Okay, it's actually his turn. So he is going to move, headed down this way, and you see him. He's just as he's walking past you guys, just really angry. Blood is starting to pour out of his chest, and that's actually a pretty big amount, but he doesn't seem phased by it, just because he's raging right now. Adrenaline, Marco. And Jess, it's your turn.
Okay, so is he like moving away from us currently?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't want to do that. I was gonna attempt to climb him, but if he's currently not paying attention to us, and I have 6 HP, I am going to try and move silently, like in the opposite direction, so to the west.
Climbing him would have been the coolest thing ever, but okay.
If you're actively attacking, then well, fuck it. But
Alright, so you're gonna go this way.
yes.
Alright, moving silently, yes.
5.
Alright,
So I
so
might climb him yet.
you're moving this way. Marco and Nate are thoroughly looking this orc over as he is raging down this way to find out whatever that was that made that thumping sound, the well-placed arrow on the pine tree. And as you start to slowly back up, you hear, and he slowly turns around, seeing a little bitty figure who's just kind of like got that kind of look on.
So now can I run at him and try and climb him?
Oh, that was the action that go
Yeah,
around.
I-
Okay, all right, Nate, it's your turn. The orc is turned around, facing you guys. What would you like to do?
I am going to delay my action.
Okay, I'm gonna throw another club. All right, Marco.
Best position ever. I just move like just below Jess.
Okay. At this point, with him turning around in this area, he would see you if you move out from behind.
Ah, he hasn't seen me yet.
No, like you fired the shot, but he hasn't. Well, I was kind of still saying this because you were still under the hide. Like you're not just
Yeah,
standing in
that
the open. You were behind
was.
the tree. So
If it's not finding me, then I just prepare that as soon as it gets coming
okay.
towards me, I shoot him again.
All right. Marco and Nate both do spot checks now. Jess, you're kind of fixated
Ah,
on the orc currently.
Mm-hmm.
one.
Okay. All right. So you're
That
just
one.
trying not to get seen. Nate, what'd you get?
7.
You can see from all the hacking and slashing that he was doing on these two trees here that both of them are in pretty bad shape, and that it wouldn't take too much more else to make them fall.
So one hit is a kill.
And with that, so Nate's preparing, delaying action, Marco's preparing action. Alright, so he is going to walk up, walk past this way. He is looking mainly at Jess. Uh,
So
yeah, and he is going to prepare an attack.
Okay, I attack him before he attacks.
Okay, go ahead.
And so he's in between me and Jess, isn't he?
Yes.
So I get the +2 as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, 8, 14, 15, 17.
17 does hit. Yes.
E6 and 1, 7.
Very good. Okay. So you deck him with another arrow in the back. Uh, it seems to hurt him quite a bit. He flinches, but with him being in a rage, he rolls a 12. Does that hit you, Jess?
yes, it does. Can I try and do a reflex save?
You would
'Cause
see it.
I would see him coming.
Yeah, I'll allow it. This is a big freaking orc.
Nat 20.
Okay, all right. So, how would I want to play this? All right, so he swings it down. It does manage to slash and cut you down on your torso, but it'll only make you take like a point of damage because I didn't roll very good anyway. So you only take a point of damage, and you guys do notice that he is starting to look very, very, very weak at this point in time. And then it goes back. Actually, no, it goes just. It's your turn.
Actually, I want to rotate in the initiative.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you delayed. All right, go ahead.
I'm going to move silently up to him to flank
All right.
and sneak attack him with my rapier.
All right. Do your move silently.
My move silently is a 11,
Okay.
and my attack is a my attack is a 13.
All right. So the move silently was 11. With all the stuff that's going on and him being enraged, he actually does see you come up from the beside from after stepping on some kind of like weird brush pile that was behind the trees, and after seeing that he sees you, you just barely miss with your rapier, just a fraction because he turns and dodges it. And Marco.
What?
Oh, Jess, yeah. So sorry.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Okay, so he's looking.
He's currently looking. Yeah, he's currently looking away from you. Yes.
Okay, so now I'm gonna roll to climb him.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh shit.
All right. What did you do?
That's a 5.
Okay. All right. So you with a 5, you managed to. It also is
Does
kind
it help if I say I'm using the dagger to like stab into him to hold
of
on?
do a jump as well because you are a gnome.
Yeah. That is a 7.
All right. So you are currently hanging on around his belt buckle along his backside.
Oh no.
Go on. What do you want to do? You want to try to hit him with your club on the back?
Sorry. Ooh. So if I'm hanging on his belt behind him, can I swing my club like between his legs?
Actually, yes. That good idea.
Okay. It's a 9.
Mm. All right. With a 9, you hit up under his legs, but it's not in that sweet spot. So with all the tussling and moving around that he's doing, you just kind of hit like his inner thigh. It wouldn't really do too much, being a little gnome in a club. He probably didn't even feel it. Um, Nate, we're starting back over on the chain.
So up until I come around again, I'm just hanging on really tight.
Yep.
Just yeah.
All right, flanking and attack. And it's another 13. Oh, but I get +2 though for flanking.
For
so
flanking, yep. So that is a
16.
hit. That is a hit. Just imagine Jess gonna eventually make it to the head and be like Yoda, just hitting him with a club. Mine, mine.
For 4 points of damage.
Okay, very nice. All right, so he actually goes down on a knee. He is bleeding out a lot in his midsection. He's holding his wound with his offhand in seriously bad shape. And then we go to Marco.
Then attacking again. If it's flanking, I should get another sneak attack. Ah, shit. I do only 12, 13.
13. Okay, 13 goes shooting past as he managed to shoot as he was falling down to his knee and it shot over his shoulder. He is going to take a swing for. He's currently looking, probably still fixated upon Nate, who just stabbed him. Does a 12 hit you, Nate?
No.
Okay. Alright, so with that, Jess, do you want to attempt to climb?
I'm just gonna keep climbing him. Yeah.
Alright, roll a climb.
That one's a 16.
Okay. You climb all the way up on back of his shoulders and you're holding on to his pulled back ponytail for a little bit of extra balance. And you go ahead and roll for your attack.
Okay. That would be a 9. How did I miss him? I am literally holding on to him.
Well, are you? Well, no, even with, I'll even give you the flanking, but it's still only 11. Okay, yeah, so he just moves around. Do a balance check since you made it up there.
Can I roll a balance? That's a 13.
Alright, 13. So you're still up there. You're holding on real good. You didn't fall off. But remember, you're a druid. I don't know. Use your spells too. But
That's right. Yeah.
Nate,
She won't be able to cast spells on top of something. She need to move her hands and do everything.
all right.
That's a miss on the attack.
Okay. Marco.
I attack again. Uh, 7, 6, 13, and 2, 15.
That is a hit.
And sorry, 1 is actually 16. I forget the blank shot. And I do 8 and 1, 9.
9 points. All right. How do you do it, Marco?
Oh no.
I want him to fall it backwards.
So you shoot him
To
in
be
the head.
fair, he's like close close to the ground too.
Okay, so you see Jess up there, like rearing back, just trying to hit him, but every time she goes, she just keeps losing her balance slightly, and you cap him right in the head, and he starts to fall back, and you see Jess do a tumble.
I really don't want to do a tumble, but okay. Yeah.
Oh boy,
Take a guess. Just take a wild guess.
was it a nat one? Okay, so you have this big orc. As you just lose your balance and fall, you fall first, hitting the ground, taking a point, and then you have a big orc fall on top of you, doing another 4 points.
So I'm at 0.
Alright, so y'all hear
We're
a
gonna
big
call this alive.
boom, boom, and
Then
y'all would have
uh,
seen her being sandwiched by this orc in the ground.
yeah, can I walk on top of the orc and look at her from above the head of the orc? See, I always save your ass.
You can say that, but there's no snarky comment that comes back.
She's just incapacitated. She can still speak.
And I'm at 0.
Yeah, at zero you can do partial actions, but as soon as you do something that it's strenuous, then you start going to -1.
I'll say I didn't even know that. I thought you were just out at 0.
No,
Like
at
unconscious.
0 you're conscious. You can still drink a potion if you need to, but if you do anything that is just like trying to attack or trying to run or do anything that obviously needs strength, then you lose 1 point and you go into coma, -1.
So I'm assuming that stuck under a giant orc, I would not be able to cast Cure Minor Wounds to cure like a point of damage.
I mean, I would
I
probably.
feel like you. Yeah, I feel like you would be able to.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you can move
I'm
your
gonna do
hands.
that and get at least back to 1.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can cast it. What does that give you? Is it a D6?
No, it's 1 point.
It's just 1 point.
Oh, just 1 point. Okay. All right. So, yeah, but you still have this gigantic orc on top of you.
Yeah, that's a problem. And for the record, I apologized, but you done fucked up, son.
I saved you again. You actually attract them. I don't know how you do that because everybody's just coming for you.
While they're arguing again, Nick, I want to pickpocket the orc.
Okay.
Can we just find out that we're like long lost sisters and like?
Yeah, probably. That's what it's coming to. Okay.
Nat 20 on the
search. Okay, you can see that he has his big, even though the picture here it's a sword, he has a big war axe. He has another water skin on him. He has another big bag that's full of goblin heads. There's 7 of them in there. And he has 4 blue bracelets along with a bundle of white bracelets that he picked up from the campsite. And it is middle of the night, no fire. What you guys want to do?
Well,
What?
I know what I'm doing.
What you doing?
I mean, am I not still under the orc?
I mean, yeah, you're still in the orc. You're just getting squished. You do a strength check?
Yes, do you need some help getting out?
You don't talk to me.
So
And
much
I
for
rolled
trying to be
a
nice.
19 on a strength check.
Alright, so with the just all the aggression and anger that you have talking to this little halfling, you manage to push the shoulders up just enough to squeeze your legs out of there and kind of roll out.
I'm just gonna look at her and be like, "You're on my shit list."
So much one try to be nice, and then that's the reward.
I want to hand each of them a water skin.
It's It's amazing how you haven't said a word, but you're the tiefling that's taking care of them. It's hilarious.
Okay, I don't trust you, but thank you for the water.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, I don't even know who you are. Sure. Not
I'm
what I
gonna
wanted my day to go.
and I'm gonna dump out the bag of goblin head so I can put like other stuff in it.
Okay. All right. So just all of it falls out. All right.
That bag must smell disgustingly.
Smells good.
Hey, I'm a lady. Like, I'm tall up to the waist of a normal person, but I'm still a lady.
So, like I said, middle of the night. What you guys want to do?
Uh,
I'm gonna try to.
Definitely, I wouldn't stay near the camp because
Really?
that's
Because I think I'm just gonna lay here.
okay.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
try to
to
find
use
my
you as a decoy then.
and I'm gonna try to find my dagger that I threw at him.
Yeah.
All right. Just do another search. I'll just include it with. You did a search on. You got a nat 20 on the search for the orc, didn't
Yeah,
you? Yeah. I would just
yeah.
say you probably would have found that then as well.
Okay.
All right. So Marco, you don't want to stay here at the campsite. Jess.
I suggest not to go, but I also think that somehow, despite this one hasn't done anything, uh, it's still better to be all together. It's still safer.
Okay.
What was the orc wearing?
He was just wearing like some furs and like scraps of armor, like along his shoulders and stuff. He was a very barbaric type
So
of
would I be
person.
able to use the knife to cut away some of the furs, like enough to use as like a sleeping thing?
Oh yeah, yeah, you can do that. There's plenty left over. Yeah.
Well, could I be able to like use some of the plates from his armor to like supplement, like add on to like the stuff I already have on?
Sure. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can find some twine or something, and maybe. Let's see. What could you use? Maybe do just a generic like crafting thing to kind of like makeshift something.
Say 16 intelligence.
Okay. Yeah, you can take a few of the like bigger pieces of the plates to put along the front of your torso. That's on top of like some of those patch holes of the leather armor. Still like a, but even then though it's not like the best plate. So we'll just give you an extra two to AC.
Mm.
Okay, and what else are we doing? What's Marco doing?
I said we should leave.
Okay, Jess.
I don't know where you expect me to go in this current condition, so I'm going to nestle myself down between these tightly packed trees in my furs, and I'm going to sleep.
Nate.
I'm gonna walk back over to where the fire was and like pick up uh like whatever was left of my rat.
Okay, and just you're gonna sit back down by the put out
Yeah.
fire. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And with that, let me go take a pee break, and I'll be right back.
Uh, Same here.
Yeah, and I'll get as well.
I guess it's just me then. Bye, guys. Marco, what's your dog's name? Or not?
Must be in the bathroom as well.
Oh. Look at her. It's Kiki Boy.
Or he's playing with the dog.
I'm gonna grab some food really quick.
Alright.
Nick, did you say that he had a battle axe or a great axe?
I believe I said battle axe.
Sorry, I'm back.
Michael. And Jess is getting some food. We'll start it back. Okay, we'll go here. Back to the world map. Alright. So I guess we can start back while she's getting food. So it looks like she's already bedded down for the night anyway, against the wishes of the rogue savior of the night. So with that, and along with the tiefling eating the rat, Marco, what you doing?
I keep the guard.
Keep guard, okay. Alright, during this time you kind of notice that, Nathan, you see that the little halfling is looking around. I mean, it doesn't take you long to put together that he's going to pull, or she's going to pull guard duty. Are you going to try to get any kind of sleep, or are you just going to chill?
Yeah, I'm gonna like kind of curl up, like close to where the fire was, and just go to sleep,
Okay.
like on like the piece of fur or something.
Okay. All right, Marco. After a short while, it doesn't take them very long with all the stuff's going on and all the battle, uh, doing some wear and tear on their bodies. They go off into a sleep, so you're now by yourself with two strangers in the woods with a corpse of an orc and some goblins and a bunch of goblin heads. How you feeling right now?
I'm an halfling. I don't have any fear, so it's just fun.
Alright.
The night is nice.
Is there anything in particular you would like to do while everybody's asleep?
Yeah, I would like to check my white bracelet if there is anything that I haven't noticed. If it's really flat, plain, if there is any like help to understand.
You take a look at the bracelet, and do a, but just do a general just knowledge check. I don't, can't remember what if you have any.
Intelligence.
Yeah, I can't remember if no. I was just trying to remember if you had any specifics for this character, like any knowledge base. So yeah, just doing a general one.
No, I don't have any knowledge, but I did a nat 20.
Very nice. Okay. So as you sit there with everybody asleep in the quiet forest, you can kind of get the feel of the wind, and it's very calm and peaceful, even though there's a bunch of bodies around. You're starting to remember vague things as you stare at the white bracelet about the drow who gave you this, appearing to you in your home in a cloaked figure. I mean, in a cloaked hood, talking with you. It was looked to be an older, dark elf, wrinkles along the eyes, very, very dark eyes, sinister, but at the same time nice. Seemed very wise, smart, but he offered you a chance into the Fade. And you would know the Fade to be the said supposed assassins of this realm.
So it's an assassin guild?
Yep.
And I said yes. I'm questioning myself.
You don't know what you said.
Yeah, but if I'm here, I suppose I said yes. And that's the trial. Or maybe it's because I said no and they try to kill me. But well, in any case, okay.
All right. So a few hours go by. It's been about 2.5 to 3 hours since the others have been asleep. It's been pretty quiet. Are you going to stay on shift, or are you going to try to ask them to relieve you?
No, I don't trust this place. I said we should have gone away from here, so there is it's too likely that somebody is going to come over here to look for their
All right. Do a listen
companion.
check.
And listen, 8, 6, no, 9, sorry. 8 and 9 is 17.
Okay. So with the 17, you can hear from the west of the campsite. Let me pull it back up. West of the campsite, also to the north, you can hear different howls. Seem to be wolves. They seem to be distant, but not very far away.
Yeah, well, I'll keep on listening to see if they're coming in this direction or not.
Okay. Alright. Another hour goes by, so it's probably around anywhere from 3 to 4 in the morning, somewhere around there. Do another listen check.
24.
Alright. So you can hear from the north, west, and the east some more howls. They're much, much closer. Much closer. Like if you were probably to walk up in this area, you would probably be pretty close to where the sounds come from here. East, right about the same distance on all the sides I just mentioned. Just howling.
Okay. I wake them up, but I wake Nathan up before.
Okay.
And I tell him that there are wolves getting near. Then I go and wake up her. And I tell you, Jess, like, there are wolves coming here. So shut up and trust me. And I go and pick up something and I do try to hide her myself.
Quick question. How much would I have healed in that amount of sleep?
Yeah, not much.
Yeah, I'd probably probably wasn't the best sleep ever. I would probably only give you like 2 points back.
It's something when you've got 8.
Yeah.
So I try to collect stuff to hide her, like things, and I want to put something to hide her smell. So I would like to use the body of the goblin.
Okay, so you're gonna douse her in goblin juices.
Well, in goblins' bodies.
Okay.
So the wolves, they're not necrophilic. They're necrophiles. They should hunt.
So
Well, they would try. Well,
just imagine someone waking you up in the middle of the night and said, "Shut up, trust me," and you start throwing dead goblins all.
There is no time. I can
I
always
know.
go and explain everything.
I know. That's funny. Are you allowing this, Jess?
at this point, I'm just kind of like, give a.
Yeah, you woke
I have
up.
a much higher hiding skill than you, and if I
Yeah,
hide
you do.
you,
Don't worry. But I also have a plan. Don't worry.
All right, so yeah, you have all the goblin bodies dumped on top of you. She looks pretty well concealed.
Can we see them yet, or?
No, not yet.
Yeah, well, I have nothing to hide. Well, I don't know. I get nearby. I try to hide, but I will not be able to obviously hide my spell.
I want to try to climb a tree.
All right, do a climb check.
Say 17.
Okay. Yeah, you get up to the nearest tree just very easily. Hop up there and looking on a branch. Do a spot check now that you got a higher vantage point.
It's 7.
All right. With a 7 to the west, you can see much looks to be like a small pack of 3 to the west, pretty far off. Up to the north, you see some pretty large figures towards the north. Looks to be about 4 of them.
I'm gonna like tap the tree and like gesture down the 3 in that direction, and so forth and so on to them.
Okay.
Yeah, and my reply is this.
I'm like,
Alright. So there's some more howls that takes place. You hear a few barks, some moving around, some movement. Nate, do another spot check. Jess, you're just kind of freaking out.
No, I'm calm. I'm thinking.
it's 21.
Okay. You can see one of the large figures from the north quickly turn into a much smaller humanoid shape, like a silhouette from this point of view, and begin walking slowly down south.
I'm gonna like knock on the tree again and gesture back down to him. Uh, I'm gonna say one of them, uh, 4 legs to 2 legs.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab. Can I grab Marco at this to tell him something?
I'm nearby in any case. I haven't been hiding yet.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
So I'm gonna grab him and say, "Stay close," and tell him to stay close as well. And then I'm gonna cast Obscuring Mist.
Interesting. Okay. That just creates a nice little misty fog around you guys.
20-foot radius
Okay,
and 20 feet high.
that's cool. Okay. So yeah, up under the pile of goblins, she creates this mist around you guys that Nate, from your perspective, you can kind of see the humanoid figure stop in his tracks and look around, but you can see his head motion in the air, almost as if he's like taking a whiff in, and you hear a few barks from the back, and then he begins walking south again. What do you guys want to do?
Well, at the moment, because the mist is obscuring all the side, we can't see anything. You cannot see through the mist.
Would I be above it, or?
She said 20 feet high.
20 feet high, you had to be pretty high. Anything else you want to do?
Nah, I'm good.
How long does the spell last?
Only a minute per level, so what I would prefer to use it for is to use that time to move away from everything that's coming towards us.
The mist is centered on you, so if we move away, the mist will be moving with us.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon rain cloud.
I just kind of assumed you put it in, like, that spot in wherever it, like, the center of where it was.
Unless they change the spell. No, I remember it from what's the name of again? Obscurumist.
Yeah. It's stationary once created.
Okay, they changed it then.
Obscuring mist. Trying to find it on this app here. Oh, yeah, there it is. Let's see.
I'm looking at D20 SRT.
Yeah, misty vapor rises around you. It is stationary once created. Yep.
Okay, they changed it. The edition that we had, it was like centered on the caster.
Was that? What edition was that?
No, it was a 3.5, but I don't know if they changed it in Italian or whatever. But it's better like this then.
All right. So, all right, it's I'm gonna say it's stationary. So that's wherever you cast it, Jess.
Yep. So from like the center of those trees where we're at.
Okay. All right.
So I would think moving south would be the best idea, but I'm gonna kind of gesture to them to get their opinion.
We can't see you.
And you can't see. They can't see you inside the mist.
That's why I said stay close.
We are close, even if you are like aside, like adjacent. You still have the mist is so thick that you still have 50% chance of missing your target if you're hitting it. So you can imagine that you can't see anything.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to say to
Whisper.
you, it's me, and grab your arm and tug you, because clearly you know what my voice sounds like.
Yeah, now we know. We just don't know his voice, but yeah, we know each other's voice.
I feel like he said like a few words, but not enough to recognize him.
Okay, should we? I agree in heading south. Hey, let's go south. Let's go south, 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 south.
All right. Everybody, do listen checks.
Why do I do that? Not 20 again.
18.
Okay.
11.
I
Okay.
did 20.
Everybody pretty much hears. As soon as you say people are chattering and saying about heading south, you can hear footsteps coming from the north going.
Oh, really?
They have very good hearing.
Which is why I was sign language.
I can't see sign language.
Did you say that out loud, Nate?
No.
I was gonna say the wolves may laugh.
So can I tell that it's wolves?
Yeah, from all the howling and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think animal empathy is a spell for me. I think it's just something that I can do. Wild empathy, yeah. I gotta go read up on it a little bit, though. Sorry.
All right. Is there anything in particular, Nate, you and Marco want to do? Because you just heard a bunch of steps go down from the north, and they went right past the mist.
I'm going to ready my throwing dagger.
All right. Marco?
I know you're going to laugh at me. I'm throwing an arrow in a random direction.
Are you throwing it or are you shooting it?
Shooting, sorry. But I would be tempted to throw it now.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I need to survive. I have 8 hit points. You need to become crafty when you do that.
Level 1, buddy. All right. Which
Does the knowledge
direction?
of nature serve us any good in this situation currently?
You can sure try. All right. Which direction do you want to go, Marco?
I just shoot it on the right, towards just
So
straight on.
just this way?
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, you not the arrow, you reach, pull back, just let it go, and you hear like a way out somewhere to the east somewhere. You hear some howls, but they're still all coming from the south and from the west.
Yeah, these are too stupid to do that, to follow it. Okay.
Alright.
I just remembered because I'm I forget if it's because I'm a druid or a gnome, but I speak Sylvan. That I'd be able to understand wild animals, I think.
No, Sylvan is for magical
Like,
creature.
woodland creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Does not include anything that lives in the woods?
No.
Really?
No, it's like dryads or trance or magical creature like that speak a language. Animals
Yeah.
cannot speak.
Yeah,
That would
like
be cooler if we ever encountered those.
yeah, that's more for like fae and satyrs and centaurs and stuff.
Yeah, remember the other day when y'all encountered centaurs and y'all ran them off?
Yes. I,
Yep. Good times.
I'm very excited about centaurs. Damn it.
Alright, so it's getting to a point where the mist is starting to fade away. Nate, you ready to do your dagger action? Marco, do you want to do anything? Because it's starting to disperse.
I hide.
Alright, roll your hide. Jess?
I'm gonna get ready to roll a wild empathy. Pray to God it's this roll.
Okay. Alright. Marco, would you go on your hide?
31.
Okay. Alright. How do you want to hide? That's very good.
I don't really know my surrounding. It's just like behind the trees regularly. It's fine.
Just behind a tree. Alright.
Yeah, because in this way, if I need to run, I can run. If I need to shoot and change, I have more freedom of movement.
Alright. So as it disperses, you get behind the tree quickly, safely, and out of sight. Nate, you and, well, actually, Jess, you're still pretty much still up under the pile of goblins. Last I checked, right?
Yep.
Alright, so Nate, you see after the mist clears, just this human standing out there. Back behind him, he has two big werewolves standing behind him.
Oh.
He's just looking around as the mist clears, and with a nat 19, he looks up and sees you rearing back a dagger, looking down at him. What are you doing up there? Come on down.
I'm gonna wave and like start easing my way down.
He's just easily convinced. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not doing anything special. It's fine. Alright. So you get down, and you see just the sheer size of the both black furred werewolves standing behind this kind of older guy. Seems to be in his 50s. Looks a bit older. Definitely human. Shirt off. He does manage to find some kind of scraps of pants to put on. It's all torn and whatnot.
I'm gonna walk up to him.
Can you speak?
Of course I can speak. What do you think is wrong?
I can just imagine like, hey, Jess, you and Marco do a listen check.
20, not nat.
Okay.
24.
You just heard the tiefling speak for the first time, and your immediate reaction, like, he does talk.
So because we know my character has control issues, I'm just gonna go, you son of a bitch!
And then, so you see him peek around your shoulder, and he... Is that the gnome talking?
Yeah,
Yes,
it is. What's it to you?
Come on out.
That's gonna be an issue.
And he looks back at one of the the wolves. Go help her out. And then you hear him like turn around to the one behind his left shoulder, and he kind of like barks something at him. And he looks back at you, Nathan. We're getting the whiff of some kind of halfling around here too. Got a strong scent.
I'm gonna like gesture back, like towards them.
What a rat. Alright, so the other werewolf goes over there and just one hand picks up about 3 of the goblins, tossing them, and you just see this big werewolf looming over you, Jess.
I'm just gonna wave and be like, thanks for that. Can I like use you as a support as well? Is that a lot to ask? I don't know. I haven't dealt with a lot of werewolves.
As you're just randomly talking, it picks you up, still talking, and just smells you. In like inappropriate places like dogs do, and then sets you back down and walks back over to the old man.
Your dog.
And he walks back over to the old man.
Wait, did he just like set me back down there?
They just set you back down.
I guess I'm just gonna like hobble over.
Just checks you out. What's your name, Red One?
My name is Renar. Who are you?
I am Bravo of Lycanthropas. And he looks over at you, Jess. And you?
Celsi.
And he looks back at his wolves. That's 2 for 2. If there's an halfling here, we can be off. I was sent here to get you.
By who?
By Delphi.
Would we know that name?
No, you would not know his name. Come along then. And he starts... Go ahead.
I'm gonna walk over and kick the halfling.
The
Marco,
halfling shoots you.
rolling his head.
22.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, roll damage. Just Marco's doing the whole Dr. Grant thing. They can't see me if I don't move.
4 damage.
4 damage.
But the next time I will shoot to the head.
So he
Do that again.
so where'd you hit him at?
Huh?
Where were you aiming at? Arm, back, chest? Where were you aiming?
Leg, so that he can understand the pain that he inflicted to the goblin.
Oh, Shady Renar.
I
Alright.
am still a good character, and he's an evil one.
Really?
And-
Because I trust him way more.
Being an evil character, I am going to hit him with that battle axe. With that's a crit threat,
Oh, dear, Marco.
Oh no!
but is only a 4 to confirm. So
So while all this is going on, the werewolves are just shouting and barking, and the old man's like, "What are you doing?"
for 5 points of damage.
And he
Oh, I'm still up.
quickly runs over there and just pushes y'all apart. And he tells his 2 wolves to come over there and pick you guys up to restrain you. You can do opposing strength checks if you'd like, but you're being in the control of two werewolves right now.
I'm gonna
Uh, uh,
pull. I'm I'm gonna pull out the arrow,
Hmm.
and like as they're like pulling me away from them, just like dangle it out in front of them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like sit over there
I
with like an
see.
invisible horn.
It's not like I'm collecting arrows. I'm just taking care of them because I need them to survive and save your asses,
The best,
idiot.
the best example of teamwork is in this game right now.
Nick, you don't put any limitation in the alignments of the people, so that's what
No,
happens.
that's what's funny about it. I just throw you all together, the evil and good, and just see what happens.
Yeah, but the first moment that I can kill him, I will do that. I will not carry around somebody that it did just like uncover me like that. It's not rational.
Old, I think Nunya is the real victim here.
I do too.
All right, so they restrain you guys, and the old man is walking behind the wolves, and he gestures back behind you just to follow along.
Can I like get a ride? I have like if a fucking orc fell on me. Can I get a little help, please? Thank you.
This one's incredibly feisty. Hop on the back of that one. So he just points to the wolf.
I'm gonna kind of look at him because he is still a werewolf and be like, "Do you mind? Is that okay?"
He just nods, and as he's holding off Nathan dangling an arrow.
Okay. And we're just gonna kind of climb like right behind his shoulder blades and stuff.
Okay. Sitting on top of a werewolf walking in the woods. So you guys walk north of that campsite for, I don't know, about 20 to 30 minutes. And you quickly come upon a settlement of sorts that there's fur tents everywhere. There's some campfires going. Most of the tent is made up of humans and wood elves that are all running around, mostly men and women. There are some children there, but it seems to be a very, very friendly establishment, and they do not freak out one bit seeing these gigantic werewolves coming about to the camp. The kids are almost excited to see them, and all of them are in awe of seeing the redskin man, and they begin to call him a blood elf, being confused as to what you exactly are. And all of the kids are walking up to you, Jess, kind of still looking down at you and kind of making gestures of being short and just kind of laughing as they run away.
I wish I could use intimidate on children.
This isn't Skyrim, you can kill them. You can't kill kids in Skyrim, no. But yeah, so they lead you into the town where they take you outside a much bigger tent uh, where the two werewolves that were holding and restraining the little halfling and the tiefling have now let them go and almost kind of gesturing to them to, like they're barking at them to, you kind of get like be on your best behavior type of feel from it. While you guys are waiting there, the old man walks into the big tent. You kind of hear him conversing with someone in a barking language, whatever that might be. Jess, you kind of feel it's the wolf language.
Mm-hmm.
But as you guys are standing outside waiting, a maybe 30-something human female walks up to you with a staff. Um, Comes up right up to you, and I see you all have made it. Welcome. I am Delphi. Who are you?
I should really probably run fast.
I understand that you had some trouble with some goblins and an orc. You're lucky that the Raptorons did not make their way down south this evening. But I asked my friend Bravor to bring you here, and you will speak with the king in just a moment. Do you have any questions of me?
Only all of them.
You may ask.
Why are we here? Where have we been?
That I don't know, unfortunately. I
And I'm
only...
just gonna hold my wrist out to her and go, "What is this?"
That is from the Fade. You have been selected to take the trials from Ukris Isles to join the Fade. Why you were selected, I don't know. Who you were before, I don't know. I was only told by Demi that you would be where you are and to bring you here to speak with our pack leader. I see that you are only of the white ranks, but he tests his pupils in very weird ways. He plants bracelets on different creatures or beings as a testament. Did you receive any other colors while out in the field?
There
I'm
are
gonna
blue
reach.
ones out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach down in my bag and pull out the blue ones.
How many are there? And she quickly looks at it. So the orc was the second test. Very good. You're one step closer to joining the Fade. Much closer than many have gotten in the past.
Why would we want to join the Fade?
Because they are a very secret organization, obviously, but the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And the dark has beginning to take over Vostok. And it is said that whoever it is that is over the Fade is trying to battle that of Drak and Void. And they are much more powerful than we are.
And so we actually use assassins.
We do not. We don't even know who they are. But we're just trying to stay on their good side.
So you're cowering away, practically.
We are not carrying away. We have been fighting the dark here on Vostok. We are simply seeking allies.
Yeah, and why do we have to do the trials then? Can't we simply like run away?
You can do whatever you wish. I do not know why you were chosen. I was told by one of the gods that you would be in this forest, and I was told to bring you here. I am simply doing what I am told.
Useless gods.
Well, and you see that she took did a very Hillary Clinton, like, turning away, like, it's a very snooty look at you. Like, well, alright. The red one seems to be very quiet.
He's an asshole.
Oh. Well, that's nice. Any more questions?
That's a very, very nice way to put it.
Any more questions? And about that time, you see Bravor open up the curtain of the tent. The pack leader wants to see the three, Delphi. Wait outside. And he gestures for y'all to come inside.
I'll walk inside.
Alright.
I'll go.
Marco.
I need to go as well.
I run away. Run, Forrest, run.
I'm tempted.
Alright, so you walk inside where you see some more guards along the inside of the tent. There are some furs everywhere, nice fire going on in the center. There is a throne, a nice chair made up of a bunch of bones of both animal and human. You see the pack leader sitting at the end with a green hood on covering up most of his face, but you do see a long beard hanging out the end of it. And he motions with his right hand for you guys to step forward.
I will.
Yeah.
Alright. And Bravor goes along with you guys. I'm assuming you do too, Marco?
Yeah.
Alright. It's very impressive to make it out there in the wild, being placed out there with practically nothing. I will offer you food and drink if you are hungry. And he kind of points over to a table where there's plenty of meat and water and wine, whatever you want. You guys take anything?
Yeah, I'll go over there and drink some of the wine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go over there and like gorge myself.
Alright.
I don't trust anybody.
He just looks at you and kind of putting two and two together that that's kind of how you feel. And he just gives you a nod of approval. Fair enough. Any reason as to why you might be chosen for the Fade? And he's just kind of, it's a general question to everyone.
Oh, okay. Me, because probably I'm the best.
Wow, you're that guy. Gotcha.
I'm like,
I'm a girl.
No, I'm aware. Sorry, in my vocabulary, like in the real world, everybody's guy.
Hey, guy.
It's like, dude.
Alright, Nate, what'd you say?
I'm just gonna like flick a piece of food at her.
Alright. So you can see that some of the guards don't appreciate too much the wasting of food. When you see that, you see a few of them kind of, and the pack leader just kind of motions his hand down. They settle down. So no reason at all as to why the leader of the Fade would pick you all. None at all.
I said it. I'm the best.
I heard you.
That's a good reason.
I heard you. Do not waste food in my hall, Red One.
I kind of nod.
My pack has worked hard to obtain this food and keep us safe from the dark.
He's not really one that cares about people and what they think.
Well, that does seem like good material for the Fade. I can see why.
Yeah, he can stay there.
So what do? Talk him to death?
Why not? It's always a possibility. Do you want to try?
And you see Bravor walk over. Do a reflex save.
22.
Okay. He just grabs your collar. He went in for like a motion to punch, but then he changed his mind. He just grabs your collar and says, "You will show respect to the pack leader."
Sure, and the other one that throw food on the ground instead is fine.
And then he just gets real close. "Watch your tongue." And he lets go.
I can't. It's inside my mouth.
And you see the pack leader just motion his hand not to worry about it. I'm sure you spoke with Delphi outside. She has been in some contact with Demiev as of late in regards of your coming. It seems that Drak has made his way north of Vostok. He's taken over the northern section of Helos. I have heard that he has gotten himself a dragon, or is in the process of reviving a dragon.
I hate to interrupt, but you keep saying these names as if we're supposed to recognize them and know who you're talking about, but the only thing I recognized in your story is dragon. And that's generally a bad thing in my book, so I guess we're on the same page, but still.
My apologies. Drak is a minion servant, a mind flayer of the deity Void, who is the root of all evil. They plan on taking host or servants of this world to fight in the War of the Gods from rotations to come. He plans on defeating his brother. He has now made his way into Malifaux and started his onslaught. Delphi was contacted by Demi, and we were told, for whatever reason, to bring you here.
Thanks for clearing that one up. Huh.
But I do not know your names, and you have been in my court for some time. Oh, give me 1 second. Ill cat.
That sounds
really
like Shadow.
I didn't realize he had a cat, so I was really confused as to why somebody else had a cat yelling at them from their screen.
Yeah, he's his Ivana's new cat. As a kitten.
Oh,
His
Just
name is
like-
Shadow, and he's a like tiger, like gray.
Alright.
yeah, the tabbies.
Yeah, I don't know the how you call them, but yeah.
I just like how Nick says, I gotta go deal with the cat, and all of a sudden I hear the.
Yeah, it's dead. Alright. Okay, so you asked for names.
I like people who feed me. Name's Celsi, and I'm gonna reach over and like offer my hand to him.
And he shakes your hand. Pleasure to meet you. I am Thalos. What about you, little one? And he looks over at Marco.
My name's Carla, and I don't trust you.
Fair enough. I don't trust you either. Red?
My name is Renard.
Renard. Very well. So where do you come from, Red?
Bajaro.
Interesting. Oh. once you all, if you manage to advance into the Fade, my goal is to hope to extend to be allies in the war to come. Because Drak and Void are my first concern, and the safety of my people. We are wolves. Some look at us as savages, but their safety means everything to me.
You're the least savage person I've met today.
And Bravor speaks up as Thalos begins to take off his hood, and Bravor speaks up. The Red Wolf has guided us through many times of hardship and war. He will continue to do so. And as he pulls off the hood, you can see a wood elf with very pointy ears, long red hair, long beard braided on both sides with green eyes and big bushy eyebrows. That's enough, Bravor. They don't need to hear that. But you can tell them a little bit more. That's fine. Now, do you have any questions of me?
What do we do now?
Now, times are about to get very dark. Because he's coming. And shortly after that, Delphi walks through the curtain. I was about to say the curtain, but walks through the opening of the tent. She quickly walks over to Thalos and tells him, "It's almost here, my lord. You must get ready." And he goes over back behind him, and he has a few sets of just some armor and some weapons. Gather what supplies you need. The darkness comes. And he motions for Marco and for everybody to come over there. And a full selection of bows, arrows, armor, whatever you had your character set up to be, you could pretty much equip it back if you would like to right now.
Mhm.
Is there a slingshot?
There is no.
I'm gonna kind of look at him and go, "Joke's on you, love. Some things and shit was already dark for some of us."
It's about to get worse. And Delphi's over there going, "You must hurry." And you hear outside a lot of the men who were talking, a lot of the kids and chatter that was going on start to cease, and you heard the chatter turn into howls as you can hear many people outside turn into their werewolf form. Are you equipped?
I nod, yes.
Okay. Yes, Marco. Yes, no.
Ammo.
Yeah, I think so. If you allow it, I'll go back to how I wrote my.
Yes, yeah. Everything you had on your character sheet. Yeah, you're fine. So after that, you get everybody gets their equipment, their set armor on, everybody's ready. You can see that, can anybody speak Elvish?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so, you two see, Thalos and Bravor having a conversation, and Thalos is telling him that he has to go and take you guys out of there, and he's refusing to do so. And so you guys are in there, pretty close by. Jess, you don't speak Elvish? No?
No, I don't.
Okay. So you hear Thalos, you must lead them out and take them as far away from here as you can. Delphi will accompany you. Try to get them to Shalvo. And Bravor speaks up and says, My lord, it's said that Dagon is there in Dalgaram building up his army. We cannot go there. He goes on to tell him, go to Sinfall and seek out Brivnock. He has a farm there, and he will take you to the king, Grimeter. That's my father. Just do it. This is my last order for you, Bravor. And he tries to hesitate for just a moment, but he shakes his pack leader's hand, and Thalos walks out the tent. And Delphi says, we must go now. And she quickly goes to the entrance of the tent, and Bravor walks with her, and he turns around, looks at you guys, come on.
I translate the conversation to Jess.
Okay.
So she knows everything that has been said.
I'll not join them, but I am curious, how much ammo do I have for a slingshot?
I mean, you can pick up little pebbles along the way as you kind of.
That's true. I didn't know if it came with it or not.
Yeah, you can just pick up stuff around, as you walk about.
Sounds good.
All right. Sorry, everybody's going?
Yeah.
Okay. So as everybody makes their way out of the tent, so you're with Delphi and Bravor, you see a dark mist, almost like black smoke coming over the land, coming from the north down to the south over the mountaintops, just north of Lycanthro Pass, and it's engulfing. And as you look closely in that black smoke, you can sometimes see just weird demonic-like faces even in the smoke. Very, very hideous looking, and all of the wolves are standing their ground ready, knowing what's coming from, for them in the mist. As that's going on, you see Delphi, accompanied by Bravor, walking to the south, going in like this direction, like down southwest. And you see her, good lord, you see her pull out this little bitty stick that looks like a well-crafted match that has these different runes on it. And she says some kind of little incantation, but you know enough to hear as she's done whispering that she calls it kindling, and she lights it up. And when she lights it up, the fog engulfs all of you, and you guys are surrounded by this black fog as Bravor turns into his werewolf form as a precaution. So you guys are walking in the fog with this fog all around you, and you hear weird, like, just all kinds of weird noises, and then there's just eyes everywhere. And as that happens, whoosh, back in Sinfall, the projection of the blue diamond falls to the table where you were watching Thalion, right in front of Delphi. What do you think?
What happened to them?
We were with them for some time after that. That was 20 rotations ago. We were separated after we made it to Palfrey, and then we crossed over to Shalvo. And at Amaror, we got separated during that time. It was after I believe it was your battle with, or their battle with Dagon. Since Demi has caught me up, I know there was multiple, multiple stories. I apologize. I don't know what came of them, but Bravor and I were attacked by the dragons, and he fought bravely to protect them, but we were separated during those battles. I come here to show you that, but also for a favor. And she points over to the old man. Will you speak with him?
Who is he?
Bravor.
And I'm gonna walk over to him.
Alright. You can see that he is laying there unconscious, still on the slab. He looks to be almost in a coma-like state, though. Still alive, but just very worse for wear. He's missing his left arm. His body is just scarred and tattered. He's got scratches and claw marks across both eyes. It looks like a dude went through all kinds of crap. I used my magic to sustain his life because he was on his deathbed, but he wished to see his king or hear his king one more time. He has lost his sight. Can you do him this favor?
Yes. I'll lean down and say, Bravor.
Just a moment. And she puts her hand on his forehead, and then she touches her amulet, which you see what's left of that blue essence and the diamond fade away and go back into him. And you see him kind of, and he opens up his eyes, where you can clearly see that both are blind. And he quickly, Delphi. And he's looking around, and he doesn't hear, but you see him start to wiggle his nose and sniff, and his bottom lip starts to slowly quiver. My lord.
Bravor.
And he reaches out to try to grab you. His hand's very old, shaky, just tattered and bruised. And he's just still quivering. I tried, my lord.
I know.
Take care of it. And you see his hand just slowly go limp.
I'm gonna turn to Delphi. Take care of you.
No. I believe my time is up on this plane. This amulet contained part of my life essence as well. And you see her walk over to Bravor and slowly close his eyelids. And she says, Vavel Marowin. And Elvis, goodbye, my love. I will pass on shortly here in a few moments. My last and final vision is that you need to concentrate on your crown. That is the crown of Demi. I'm not sure how, but I believe it is a way to converse with him. Concentrate on it.
I will. Do I need a roll to concentration?
You can try.
It's 26.
Okay. So with that, as you kind of close your eyes, there is a green, emerald-looking piece in the center of the crown that you're wearing. It does begin to light up and illuminate enough. Even though you're wearing it, you can kind of see that it kind of glows just a tad. And when you close your eyes, you can see visions that you saw before of the area of Nebi that Demi was in. You can hear him call your name, but the vision slowly fades away.
I'm gonna say I tried.
You can see that Delphi is starting to look a little weaker. She goes over and kind of like lays down beside him. Um, and she looks up. Just keep trying. You can do this.
I will.
And after a short while of her, like, she rolls over, very, very weak, and she pulls one last item from Bravor's little pouch, and she hands you that match that she was holding.
I'll take it.
Okay, as you take it, and that was her last gift, and then her hand falls. Evian still being in the room. That's kindling. The artifact that Vesha used to start up Lightbringer. Without it, Lightbringer won't be able to beat Void. Do not lose it.
I won't.
And he goes over and takes the amulet off of Delphi. I'm going to take this. I need to do this. I need to go to Kagan to seek out something. If you will allow it.
Very well.
She told me in her stories on the way over here that there are other blue diamonds that she scattered about Shavo and Vostok that contain memories and stories of their adventures. But I will also keep on a lookout for them, as well as the tiefling, the halfling, and the gnome, if you'd like.
Of course.
Very well. And he gives you a bow, and then he walks on out the door. Now, with that, let's see, what time is it? Is it like 2:20? Okay, with that, we're going to take a quick little, because a lot of stuff has happened that Elwyn does not know. So you could use this time. You don't have to tell all the details, but you can quickly do that, but also decide as to what the next course of action is for you guys, and then we can wrap up the game for the night. That way I kind of have a better idea of where you guys are heading for the next game.
I feel like we need to go track down Lightbringer still.
Are we going to assume that you've already filled me in?
Yes.
Cool. I completely agree at this point. But we need to try and maintain a contact in case he does find those other three that were mentioned, or that you saw in the vision. Because it seems like if anybody knows anything, it'll be those three, and they would be the only ones left alive from that experience.
True.
At least who were directly involved with it.
True.
I am literally falling asleep.
Yeah, me too.
Alright. Alright, we can just end it there then. I'm just boring Marco to death.
Next step, find sword. Make sure we find adventurers who know what the fuck they're talking about.
No,
Or-
but I can tell you the Kara will not last long in the group, or somebody will die.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. It's just like if it's like that, it has to be like that.
Yep, alignments. Yep. Oh, good times.
But you will have a lot of pain with